Piaggi. I don't know why I'm saying his name here, like he's gonna be just waiting right outside in the place that I'm not supposed to be in. I feel like it's not that hard to figure out where we are right now. We've been gone for like hours, haven't we? Meanwhile, we're in the secret vault that's only exposed via like a giant staircase having to open up and stuff. Like, if somebody was like, hey, where'd that guy go? They'd find like, oh, look, my crazy stone shit in my house has moved around. He did that. It was him. Right, I think this maze is still filled with like resources that I kind of need, or that I can use to refill my everything, really, if I need more. I think there's just various unclaimed ones around here. Wow, who knew that a maze could be disorienting? Yeah. Remember that time I walked through the maze? That was such a moment where the game was like making me feel like I was the crazy one. Like, had I just been respecting these maze walls this entire time, when really I could have walked right through them. And then it turned out, no, that was a glitch, and that just happened. Oh, I can't go through these doors? Hang on. I think I've been able to go through those doors before. I'm not super sure, but I think that's the case. Maybe the story is trying to shepherd me to a specific door, because that's when I'm gonna get confronted by someone as I leave the garden. That was an amazing moment, though, where right when I'd basically solved this entire place, I then just started walking through all the walls, and I thought that suddenly that like I'd just been not testing that, but of course I had. Of course I'd bumped up against a wall before. It's just you have moments where you question everything. Man, what do you even do with all this space? Are there other shoutouts in this game that I've missed?
Atrus, the Miller brothers. Mother expressly forbade me from reading it.
Oh. I'm literally reading that book now. I didn't get the reference before. I got that it was missed. But I'm reading the book of Atrus right now. Because they made a book called Atrus, named after the character Atrus. Like there's actually a missed book called Atrus. And then I think the ones are called Denis and Tiana. One of them's Tiana. I don't remember if the middle one was Denis or not. Oh, there's Piaggi. That's a striking visual. Huh. There's some parallels I can think of, like having a maybe somewhat overbearing mother figure that tries to guide you a specific way in life, and maybe it forbids you from doing certain things, like engaging with the Denis stuff. Maybe. But I'm not sure if the parallel is that strong. This is a lot of fruit just being left out. I feel like this stuff just doesn't keep long term, right? Like this is unfortunate. Even more golden elixir. Alright, Piaggi. Okay, admittedly we are pretty high up. I guess I can see how maybe you'd be able to hide that cavern in this mountain, but that does end up with the mountain being like hollow. Like holy crap. Because canonically we're not far. No, I can't accept that. I can't accept that. No. Yeah, that doesn't seem right to me. Because we go in the middle of the garden and we go down one spiral staircase. And then we're at the... And then from there on, the entire area all the way leading to the crypt is horizontal. But there's no giant elevator going down to that place. So, like... And not only is that place hollow, that place is like... that giant opening of the cavern is level with where we are right now. Which is... And also it's way above us, somehow. That doesn't seem possible.
Your Eminence, would you have a moment to spare?
Not now, Louis. Please, leave me alone.
I beg your pardon?
I want to be alone.
Very well. I'm only searching for information about the lance of Longinus, the soldier. If you could...
You're not listening to me. You are playing with fire.
I heard you speak to Mr. von Wollner about it, and I was wondering if you could tell me something about it.
That was a private conversation. How could I have known that he was listening to us?
I see what you mean.
Louis, don't push it. Leave while you still can.
Your Eminence, are you all right? Your Eminence, are you with me? Can you turn around, please?
What do you want to know about the Holy Lance, Louis?
Your Eminence, turn around.
This is the weapon used by a Roman centurion on the very day Christ was nailed to the cross.
Look at me.
Longinus thrust his lance in the right side of Jesus.
Please.
As you wish.
His nose is bleeding.
So you are looking for the Holy Lance of Longinus, are you?
Okay. Weird context. That conversation was interesting. I'm wondering if he's controlled in some way, or something bad's happening with him. He reminded me of that episode of South Park where Chef, the actor for Chef, had left the show, and they had the character played by a bunch of spliced together previous lines that didn't fit together. It was odd. So he's very vulnerable to manipulation. So I should go for that, but it's a high difficulty, so I should also make it free. There we go.
No, I was wondering about it myself.
Oh, Louis. It's even worse than I thought. I believe you when you say you've only come to find out more. But in that case, it means that Sarah didn't even tell you the point of it all. Because, believe me, you are looking for it. You are looking for the lance. You should know, you are not the only one. Lord Mortimer has spent a good part of his life and his fortune trying to find it. Never will he let you have it. But tell me, before going any further, have you spoken to anyone else about this?
Conviction. Isn't he immune to conviction, specifically? There is. Erudition.
No, Your Eminence. I thought you'd be the only one able to help me with it.
Your words lack conviction, Louis.
Oh, shit. Did I just discover something about him? God, I'm getting lost in these tabs. To be discovered. Ah. I just discovered it. He's immune to erudition and conviction, which I probably should have seen coming because religious figure, very, very high on the conviction there.
I'm asking you all these things. It's for your own good, you know. You have no reason to lie to me. Imagine you find it, which I don't doubt.
I'm sorry, what? It's the journal. Okay. See, I'm not talking to Piaggi. I'm talking to Holm. Because they just revealed that he's immune to conviction. Are they spoiling what's happening via the pop-ups?
Given how resolute you are when you've got something on your mind. Then what? What are you going to use the lance for, exactly?
Your Eminence, I regret. I am unable to answer. Please understand that it pains me, but if I answered you, I would risk putting you in danger.
Stop running around in circles and just tell me what you would use the lance for. Louis, you should abandon your project. I say this for your own good. You will only get burned if you embark on this enterprise. Lead the lance where it is. Too many people have suffered because of it.
Please excuse me, Your Eminence. I'm in a terrible hurry.
Of course you are. And you won't listen to my advice.
Don't worry about me, Your Eminence. Everything is fine.
Good luck.
What the fuck is happening? Choir boy. Did I fail? It says I failed at the objective. I get the confrontation being a failure, but it also says that I failed in general, but it also... The game mechanics revealed that I'm apparently talking to Holm instead of Piaggi, which means that he's not the right source to begin with. I got choir boy. Failed to convince Cardinal Piaggi to help you. Why is... I don't know how to take them calling me failing to talk to a cardinal as being a choir boy. That's a weird connotation. See, I have a status effect. One unusable point. Which was not undone by me using the gold elixir either. My first failure. I'm not really sure what to make of what happened here. I kind of retreated on purpose and refused to answer because I didn't know what to do once I realized that it was Holm, who I believe is my enemy, and not Piaggi, if that is what's happening. Because it did straight up say, like, in the middle of that conversation, it was like, you just discovered that Holm is immune to conviction. And I'm like, what? The fact that his nose was bleeding and he took a long time to turn around and so on. I'm wondering if he had, like, if they're starting to use like supernatural elements in here, and maybe he physically transformed, you know, like a polyjuice potion or something, like that kind of thing, into looking like Piaggi. I wonder. They have like the same face structure, but you can't really just make up your way into looking like a different person that close up necessarily. I don't know. I'm convinced that that's not Piaggi, and that's the trick here, and that's why he wouldn't turn around. Is I imagine he took something and he was like changing. I don't know. That got really weird. I had a lot of guesses to think about, basically, and not a lot of idea of how to deal with it. Well, that's one way to shake me. It's one thing when... Is this what I just used up? Yeah. It's one thing to have the twin sisters already, where there's the fake out of which one's which admittedly we knew was going to come because we already knew that they were twins early on. So the idea of, like, which one of them's the real one confrontation happening was not a big surprise.
I couldn't have hoped for better.
But, talking to Piaggi and then running into Holmes's characteristics instead is a big surprise. Alright, so it's fine. I failed to get Piaggi's information, but I may be able to get the same information from somebody else entirely. If I'm lucky. More jelly. So talk to somebody else, find different documents, we can make this work. How you doing?
What can I do for you, sir? I am at your service day and night, sir.
As I was unable to bring my personal effects with me, I was wondering if you could find me a few items.
Of course, sir. What would you require?
I can't even ask for any of the things again. I've already abused all the items out of that guy. Mysterious notes? Oh, is it you? Oh, that was the final De Richet note. So there's going to be one manipulation, conviction, and occultism next time I can read that. That's a big find. Yeah. How do you do, Washington?
Good evening, Mr. President.
Good evening.
I'm back on the trail of my mother again. I don't have time to explain, but would you know anything about the Holy Lance?
That's good news. But be careful, Louis. You might end up getting noticed.
Do you know anything or not?
No, I regret I don't. But why not ask von Wallner? Theology is his field, after all.
That's an idea. In that case, I'll try and find him.
You are keeping up the good work, I see. But I'm telling you, keep your guard up. Everyone is rather on edge right now.
You're right. Thanks for everything, Mr. President.
See you later.
They talk so loud in these large, echoing buildings. It makes me nervous. Wow. These can't all have been here before, right? They must be repopulating this area with more items as we go. Like, there's always so many more, like, random items everywhere. So, artistic depictions, sacred texts, specialists in esotericism. Hang on. Did I even need to go to Piaggi? The moment I left the... Hello. The moment I left the garden, I walked directly into the art gallery, and the art gallery had that image of Jesus up on the cross. Didn't that feature the lance in it? If not, it's probably in that one room where I had to do the previous puzzles, the dark room from like episode 2 or something. I don't see any items scattered about. Nope.
Carmelite water.
Hey. Good finds. Staying on top of things. I mean, there's so much art in this place. There has to be, like, multiple copies of the image of Jesus being stabbed. Morbid when I say it that way, but... This one's just creepy, isn't it? Yeah, this is the one that's a weird chunk of sea life, and it just looks morbid and awful. It's the one that kind of feels like it's maybe prepping us for expecting Lovecraftian elements or something. And the occult. The occult's what I wanted to specialize in early on, and I did, but there's just a certain element of, like, in this game, it's just so much easier to level up the level 1 skills to level 2 than it is to level a 2 to a 3. Like, like orders of magnitude easier. That kind of hyper-specialization didn't seem helpful. Nope, this is the one I was thinking of. And it does not feature the wound. Well, it does feature a wound, which might be even the wound, but it does not feature the spear.
Christ Crucified by Velasquez. Look, someone's left a note there. Reserved for the Duke of Alquidia.
Fine, though. We can just go on a nice little art gallery tour. Wait, is that the same thing I saw over here? Wait, yeah. Yeah. Guy in a towel and guy in a towel, repeating. That's embarrassing, Mr. Art Guy. Look at my cool gallery. I copy-paste the same image a lot. Because I'm so rich that I can afford all these paintings, including duplicates of them. Nope. Have I seen an image of Jesus being stabbed already in this game? Not really a sentence I'm used to saying, but you know. I should check the dark room. I've gone in a circle now. Actually, I should go back, because back here there was a staircase. On the other side of the hallway. Yeah, I wanted to see if that one had the spearhead in it, but it does not. The game defaulted to talking to Piaggi as being the only objective, but it actually might have made sense to keep it as just one of the 4 objectives and show me all of these objectives at the same time. Just because conceptually you could have found out about the lance without talking to Piaggi. And that would be ideal, because talking to as few as people as possible is always ideal. Arguably, just due to the fact that there's the tower room. Just due to the fact that, like, anytime you talk to anyone, you could be revealing your secrets. But be careful, because he's right next to von Volner. But I want to check the room next to Volner. Yeah, this is the dark room I was talking about. Where we had to read about, like, popes and saints. What? Now I want to go back to my previous video and look at this room. Did they change this room? I don't recognize this room. Is that weird? I remember there being more debris and, like, furniture and crap being in the way in this room. But also, weren't these paintings of scenes with multiple people in them? Now they're all, like, clean close-ups of individual people. I mean, it's been months, so I could be wrong, but I don't remember all of those paintings just being somebody's face, necessarily. Tripping me out. This entire room's different. Unless I'm insane. Because memory is faulty and humans are faulty and we're all gonna die one day and we... Ah! There are so many places featuring art. I think I'm gonna go with Volnar as opposed to looking around for randomly coming across something.
It seems like he isn't here.
Oh, well maybe his room will just conveniently have the information in it. The alchemical table of symbols! It's back.
A table of alchemical symbols. Someone circled the zinc symbol.
That's interesting. I think... Is it the same... That's not the same one, is it? That's a different one. Yeah. The one that I saw before that had the URL in the corner was like a much more like deviant art looking, like hyper stylized, like a little over stylized one, where this one looks more authentic in its style, where it's a little bit more sloppy and so on, just because of its times.
What a mess. Looks like Volner was interrupted.
Johann, I know you are trying to find out what happened to Elizabeth, but it's getting out of hand now. Your escapade on the continent cost me enough as it is. I know it hasn't been easy for you leaving Elizabeth confined in her room for a month so she doesn't bump into Sarah. But to run away without warning? I had to lie to cover you, Johann. Act as if you arrived separately. Only a few days ago, and persuade William to do the same with his guests. I demand that you come to your senses and take a hold of yourself. I ask you to fetch something so that you can get it off the island. Not for to study it in vain hope of acquiring power. It won't give you answers. Let me be clear on that. At most, we run the risk of losing it again. So for the last time, please go and leave it at the agreed place. I can confirm that someone will pick it up immediately. Gregory.
What you recovered for me, it must be about the Al-Azif. Volner told me that he'd managed to find it. It looks a lot like straw, and he's drawn something in a hurry on this sheet. I get the feeling that I've seen that somewhere before. I've seen occult inscriptions like this before. They're not very common. As a matter of fact, I've only seen them once before, around the Lock of Al-Azif. Straw on his desk, as if to protect something fragile. Yes, someone must have packed something away here. Look, a blotter. And apparently it's been used recently. I wonder what Volner was going to write. It's smudged. It's not all legible. I can make out the signature, though, and leave as Azif planned
That's what vigilance level 1 gets you, apparently. Apparently pick up the paper is very explicitly an option that I need to make, which means that it's probably a damning thing to do. So let's just try to decode it. Next skill use is free.
Landing stage. So Volner is going to leave Al-Azif at the landing stage, isn't he?
The landing stage. I need to figure out what landing stage means. That doesn't mean the dock, does it? Is it the front room? Landing stage. I got my sleuth power. These are in a weird order. They're chronological left, where like they're chronological where the one closest to the top is the newest one, but they're after the previous episodes ones. It's weird. You deciphered von Volner's answers to Sir Gregory Holmes' letter. Get a point in questioning. I'll take it. Piaggi said it was in the shape of a leaf. That's all we got from him. There's all the straw he was talking about. Wait, did I pick up the letter? I didn't want to pick up the letter. Because it seems like I'd leave evidence that I touched it or something. That's what I specifically wanted to avoid, but it's gone now. I wonder if the implication is that if I find the Al-Azif, it might have information about the lance, or if this is just a completely side thing.
The signs of obscurantism.
Hello. Wait, we're not gonna look at that one? What if it's important? Seems like it might be important to me. I don't know.
So, let's see what Volner has in his bookcase. A few works on religions, 2 scientific essays about human thought. Most of these works are on alchemy. Longini Militis Fabulum. Ah! What have we here? It looks like a kind of biography on Longinus the Centurion. Truly, Volner has done everything he can to get information about that lance. I'd better keep this one, though.
Did he say?
Damn, that's all I need. Maybe he knows something about the lance.
What are you doing in my room?
Let's learn about you. And hopefully you really are you and not secretly the other guy. Because that's a whole thing now, apparently. He's vulnerable to diversions, but he has a secret. We don't know what he's immune to. Ooh. Manipulation. Questioning. Neither of those are the thing. Let's do Devil's Thorn.
Sir, perfect timing. I was looking for you.
You were looking for me? Well, here I am. What can I do for you?
I was wondering if you might help me.
You're the one looking for the lance.
No,
Don't take me for a fool. You are looking for the holy lances.
What's the matter? You seem completely panicked at the idea I might be interested in this relic.
No, that's not true.
What are you so afraid of?
I'm not afraid.
You know Mortimer's got it, so you're not worried that I'd give it back to him.
What are
so
you?
Why are you so terrified of me being able to find it?
You have no idea what it is you're looking for. What are you playing at, Richet? Mortimer's the one who has that cursed lance.
How long have you been looking for it?
I see. You want it, and so you plan to steal it from Mortimer.
For a long time. Isn't that right?
Why, you little swine! You're planning to give it to Sir Gregory. You're looking to double-cross me and Piaggi too.
What on earth is he talking about?
Are these conversations getting weirder, or am I crazy? Like, weirder.
But calm yourself, goddammit. You're the one I'm trying to help.
What?
I heard you talking with His Eminence, and it seemed to me that this story about the lances had put you in a tight spot. I was only trying to be helpful.
But why didn't you tell me straight away?
Seeing as I hadn't found it, I didn't want to commit myself too quickly. If I failed, I would have looked like a beginner.
I understand, Louis. I thought you were trying to manipulate me. But please, excuse me. I got a little bit carried away. But you can't get ahead by staying in the shadows on a case like this. There are already several of us searching for the Lance of Longinus. And it would be smarter to pool our information.
Unfortunately, I've barely made any progress. I'm still trying to find out what the original lance really looked like.
Let me reassure you, we've all been there, given the number of copies there are in existence. It also took us quite some time to discover its true shape. Many believe the central part of the head of the lance to be covered in gold, whereas, in truth, its center is made of an alloy of copper and iron.
That does make sense. In those times, a centurion wouldn't have any chance of possessing a lance made of gold.
That is the perversion of Christian idolatry. A copper lance could not have been noble enough to pierce the side of Christ.
Anyway, thank you, sir.
You're welcome, Louis. Keep me posted as to your research. We're bound to end up recovering it.
I'm counting on it. See you later. I managed to get the biography of Longinus the Centurion. Let's see what it can teach me. An interesting passage here tells me that the lance is engraved with the symbol of the first Christians, the fish.
That's everything, isn't it? We have what it's made of. That it's shaped like a leaf and it has a fish on it. I was waiting for that context because while we were thinking about it, I'm like, wait. I was like, wait a minute. They stabbed Jesus with it. That's so far back that Jesus was literally on the cross. Would it have had the Christian cross as a symbol on it? The idea of a cross being engraved in it seemed weird. So I was thinking, like, what? It had to be something else, right? And then the moment we walked out, he found that out on his own anyway. So it's copper rimmed in the shape of a leaf with a fish on the tip. That should be everything we have, but I should probably take a side detour to try to find this Alaziv being deposited on the landing platform, which that'll take a little sleuthing because I'm not good at names of places. Oh wait, we have balcony, second floor hallway. Right, we have an. I'm really bad at the names of locations in a house, but thankfully, I can just look at them all because this game was nice enough to give me a map that tells me what every place is. There's the pier, crypt entrance. This would not be where it is. Cool. None of that was called the landing platform. Pier. Alright, well, so much for that idea, huh? It's dining hall, library, portrait gallery, service stairs, great conclave chamber, small salon, not saloon, forecourt. Godoy. Well, I'll have to figure out the definition of a landing, perhaps. We'll see.